Well, an unexpected consequence of lockdown has been a community of puzzlers has emerged in the church, and there have been some serious puzzle swapping going on. In fact, we have started a puzzle library. There are 500-piece puzzles, 1,000 pieces, and 2,000-piece puzzles have made the rounds and been shared. I'm sure there is a combination of enjoyment and frustration in putting them together. And then the elation when it all bits fit together and the final picture that has been emerging comes to the fore. It must be a real sense of completion, satisfaction, and absolute delight in the achievement. Not to mention that it has helped to while away some of the last 3 months. Now I'd like to share some of my memories of my time in Taizé, which is a monastic community in the south of France, and link that to puzzles. So Taizé is a monastery that extends a welcome to young people from all over the world. It was established after World War II and is a place where young people can come together and find communion and peace with one another across denominations and countries. The monks, or brothers as they are called, are from different countries, different traditions, Catholic and Protestant, an embodiment of the fact that we can all live together in peace. I have been to Taizé a number of times, and on 2 occasions I spent a week in silent prayer. What that meant is that for 7 days there were 20 of us that created a community in a dormitory with communal living, where we lived together, we prayed together, we ate together, and we spent time praying with the Taizé community. And then there was plenty of hours for silent reflection. We were not introduced to each other in the beginning of the week. The first time we spoke together was at the end of the 7 days, end of the week, where we finally got to share our names, what countries we came from, and why we had chosen to come to Taizé for silent prayer. But what was so touching for me was our life together. We fetched our food, we ate together, we cleaned the ablution blocks, fetching tea, coffee, and hot chocolate for one another, tidying up and cleaning our common areas, all without saying a word to each other. We were all in sync by the end of the week, all doing our bit for one another, all creating this communal life together and fitting together just like a puzzle, creating this beautiful picture, a picture that emerged in a life-changing event. And what an intimate joy to share our names, where we came from, and life's journey. It was such an incredible week of walking alongside each other in this time of silent prayer. Today's reading is about 2 things. 1, learning from Jesus as he shows us how to live together, creating a beautiful life together, and secondly, shouldering life struggles together with God. So firstly, when Jesus says, "Learn from me," it means more than just listening to my teachings. The Aramaic word means to be an apprentice rather than a pupil. The emphasis is in watching and doing rather than being passive and only listening. So that is the first thing. We're called to a life of living as Jesus lived, inviting people to a life of relationship with God, a life of freedom that is no easy task, on focusing on what is important. Well, over the last few months, we certainly have focused on what is important. We have cherished each life. We have lived our lives with a newfound sense of gratitude. We have reached out to those around us in a way that speaks of an abundance of love. We raised more money for Christian Aid than we have ever before. The important work of justice that Christian Aid carries out around the world is more important now than ever before. With many countries trying to contain the virus and the humanitarian crises like the one in Yemen. So thank you for stretching yourselves in the important things in life and rising to the occasion of this crisis. Thank you for your apprenticeship of Jesus that is helping change the world by your humble and kind ways. Couple coupled with this, Jesus talks about offering us an easy yoke and a lighter burden. The burden that he was criticizing specifically was the burden of the law that was crushing people. This was compounded by the enormous financial burden being imposed on ordinary people because of an unjust economic system. Jesus said he came to fulfill the law, to highlight that what undergirded the law was love, and that law should always serve love first. So this easy yoke that Jesus spoke about was a wooden structure that was placed on oxen. It was beautifully carved and light. And what it did, it placed two oxen together in a way that did not harm them, but rather brought them together. Jesus is saying to us, you no longer live solitary lives. You are now part of a team. Walk with me, and the journey will be lighter. I will shoulder all your ups and downs with you, alongside you, and we will make this walk together. Thank you for walking with Jesus in this particular crisis. Both churches have not lost hope, not lost faith, but rather have pulled together as a team. I am personally grateful for all the support that I have received during this time. All the lovely emails, phone calls, letters, flowers from the ferry, texts, and cards of encouragement. The elderships of both churches have been absolutely incredible and an amazing support for me and the congregations. It has been a pleasure to journey with you throughout this tough time in the hard decisions that we've had to make for the well-being of our church family. We have lived out that community harmony that I experienced in Taizé, where we all work together to create a place of welcome and a space to focus on God in amongst the daily living in this strange new world. Just like putting the puzzle pieces together and creating a picture that is beautiful, that will be labeled lockdown and beyond, we're excited about the new plans for our future, which we'll be sharing with the church and the community in the coming weeks in different ways. We are inviting God to paint all kinds of new landscapes with us, direct us into experiencing new ministries. To end off, I would like to share that Jackie from Christchurch has been putting together a time capsule of photographs of our life together in lockdown, which is still being updated, and please send her any pictures that you'd like to be included. But these are some of the gorgeous pictures that we have created. Enjoy the memories and the landscapes of lockdown with God. Amen.